Yes, yes, yes. This one.
Dark blue. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Blue, but
Yeah.
it's like black to me. Yes, limitless. Yes, I remember some yellow writing here. Yes, it's
Yeah.
written here.
Here, the color of
Jim Quick.
author is yellow.
Hmm.
So it is very interesting book. You know, I do suggest it to. I do recommend you to read this one. It is about
Oh,
teaching, first of
mhm.
all, and the second of all, it teaches you how to learn anything fastly.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
So, Farangis, where do you get these books? Do you buy them?
No, 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 no. I with my friends print it out. We get the e-version of any book. It doesn't matter in what language. If you cannot find any book from Uzbekistan, you can find from internet, and then we can print it out for you as an original version. You know, can you
Oh,
see it?
oh my God. You are keeping silence, but you have such amazing opportunity, right? Just I like to read from original book, but unfortunately, I don't have any printer at home, so I cannot print out them. But I try to read them, e-version, I mean. But it would be better if I read it in original form.
Yeah, if you have the e-version of the book,
Mhm.
you can send it to me, and in some point I can help you with printing out it.
Okay, okay, I
So
will do it exactly.
we have such bookmarkers as well as a
Uh-huh.
present. It is as a gift. You
Oh my God.
put it like here, and you can mark any page of your any part of your book
Mhm.
whenever you stop.
And
So
what about the price? How much does it cost?
um, not, let's say, not more than 40,000 sums.
Oh my God. Just it is either cheaper than original book, yes, but it looks
Yeah,
like the original one, right?
much cheaper, much cheaper, and the
Mhm.
quality is better.
Yes, I see this quite white inside, right? Very
Yes, it
clear
is.
pages.
Yeah, you see,
Mm-hmm.
and very
Yes, yes,
convenient to read. And can you see? I have already marked some parts of it, or the parts
yes,
which
yes.
which got my attention.
Uh-huh, yes. I do like reading books with drawing, underlying,
Yeah.
highlighting that I'm somehow visual and I adore reading books with highlighters.
Mm, yeah, I do too. So
Uh-huh.
let's. Okay. Oh, thank you, Barhan. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Someone wrote that. Can you please speak up? Yeah.
Now
Okay.
it's yes.
Great.
It's clear
S-
now.
So let's start. Then people are already waiting, and some are left us.
Yes. Uh-huh. We are waiting for our allowance, right?
For whom?
Zarina. It was yesterday, Zarina.
Did you buy Zarina? Uh,
But previous time, just in our previous speaking clubs, we didn't have just done this, but people have joined themselves without any just permission.
yeah,
How?
something went wrong with my Zoom, and I will fix it after the webinar. But for now, I can accept others. So,
Uh-huh.
Fortuna, shall we start?
Uh-huh. Yes, we will start now.
Mhm.
I think people will join us as soon as possible, right?
Yeah, I will check. So,
So, dear friends, dear colleagues, we are ready to start our speaking club week number 1. And here we are, Farangis. Yes, Jawahar may also join us soon, and I'm Maftuna. And today we have prepared you very amazing topic, very wonderful topic to speak about. I'm sure that you will enjoy being with us, sharing your experience on the topic. If you are ready, let's get started. So, are you ready? Lobarkhon Artikova, Zarina Tajibayeva, Manzura Mamajanova, Farangiz Bakhtiarovna, and me, Maftuna Ilhamovna. Are we ready?
Yes, we are. Manzura, Lobarkhan, Zarina, are you here?
Hello, I'm here, but I'm
Hello.
Yes, of course.
Sometimes you may share your reactions, please.
okay. It's for the first time I'm taking part in such kind of speaking club. That's why I'm a little hesitating or something like that. I'm sorry for that.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Just you will get used to be with us because every week we are organizing speaking clubs on this day. I mean, on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Just you may always try to join us and we will discuss together very interesting topics. So for today, we have prepared you the topic, which is between the pages of a book is a lovely or wonderful place to be.
Yeah.
Before speaking about this topic, I'm eager to listen to your impressions on this topic. How do you feel when the speech is about books?
Manzura?
Well, thank you so much for this lovely topic. I'm also a book lover. I like so much reading, and when I read any kind of book, I just live with the with the expression, emotions of these main heroes, and I like so much reading. After busy day, after hard work, it's just help me to be relaxed and to be in different worlds. Therefore, I love so much reading.
Right.
What about Lobarkhon Artikova? Can you please share your opinions?
Mm, to say honestly, I like reading books, but last times I don't have much time. That's why I have a little time before my sons go to bed, and at that time we listen to the audiobooks of Harry Potter. We just finished the first part and just began the second one. So also my sons for my how can I say they also like listening such kind of books. I was very happy that they like this kind of what can I say?
Yeah. As we change our roles in society, for example, we were young girl or then we are mothers. Yes, we change our habits as well. For example, before we used to read some fiction books, for example, or romance, right? Then we turn to read fairy tales, stories. Yes, just time by time we change our habits. It doesn't matter if it is reading books or if it is another thing, but we will transform our habits into other ones. Very good. Thank you. And now uh, I'm going to present you one quote, very interesting. And reading is a conversation. All books talk, but a good book listens as well. So, why you read? For talking or just for enjoying, or for what reason do you read books?
So So can I start?
Farangiz.
Okay. After finishing my speech, I will give the floor to Manzura and Lobarkhan. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So, as I understood you well, you asked the reason of reading books, yes? The first off, this is much better rather than watching TV and wasting time. Plus, it personally it helps me to be productive. It helps me to think critically and to analyze it. And whenever I read any book, for example, if I read this one, let's say even one page or the 2 pages, I can easily imagine something from this part, and it is something magical process of my brain that I cannot express it. Let's clarify. The reason why I read book, it helps me to enhance my critical thinking. This is the first one. The second one, it can increase my analytical skills. And the third thing, it makes me feel, let's say, confident with myself, not with others, but with myself. I know, yeah, for now, it's all. That's it.
Farangiz, do you think that it's up to the book you read? For example, you have counted several skills which you can develop by reading, yes? Do you think it depends on the book you are reading, or any book can help you to develop these skills?
First off, it depends. It depends on personality. It depends on behavior. For example, some people like reading academic things, academic stuff, but some people love reading, let's say, literature or poem, and it depends how they, let's say, how book can impact on their brain. For example, I read documentary books and academic books and scientific books that really can enhance that part of my skill, the skills which I've counted above. But if I read literature, it enhances another part of my skill. For example, it affects on my feelings, maybe. And it depends.
Do you live with your feelings or with facts? That's too personal question, right?
Yeah, it is too personal. I cannot answer to this one, but mostly I live with my facts. I rely on facts.
Okay. Thank you.
Facts that I see and facts that I read, and I rarely rely on my feelings. And it depends on the situation again.
Thank you so much. So,
thank you.
What about others, Manzura? You want to say something? Just you are waiting for your turn. Just you want Farangiz to stop? Yes, her speech. Okay, Manzura,
yes.
you will.
Thank you, Maftuna, for giving a turn to me. So, as you mentioned, all books talk. So they say something else, say something important, something useful, which may play a great role in our life. For example, when I read any kind of book, each of them can give me some helpful concepts, I don't know, and I learn something new for me and something new experience, and they may be helpful in my life in the future. For example, when I remember that when I read the book Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, I realized how important for the women, for the girls to study, to find their place in the society. So it gave me a great understanding of the role of women in the society. So and therefore I every time I discover something new, and as Farangiz mentioned, so it's up to books, of course, to increase your skills, like critical skills, yeah. And of course, here as in written in the citation, but good book listens as well, yeah. Here I think when you read the book which really close to you, close to your feelings, close to your emotions, here you can find maybe yourself, or maybe your feelings, your problems maybe in the daily life. In this way it may listen you as well, so it gives you a great pleasure when you read such kind of books. I think so. That's all.
Manzoura, thank you. And I have again one question. If books talk, how can be a good listener here? How can we listen to books? For example, sometimes I read some books, but I don't understand. Just I spend my time. That's it. Nothing else come to my mind. That how can be a good listener if our books talk?
So you mean book as a listener, yeah?
Books talk, yes, all books talk. If
Yes.
all books talk, how can be a good listener? For example, if it talks to us, how can we catch something
Ah,
from
you
that?
mean that. So it is a really interesting question, Maftuna. So I also came across with this situation when I read the book Master and Margarita. Master and Margarita, and the book was really difficult to understand. As you mentioned, the first when I read it firstly, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Just and I was so astonished that I didn't understand it, because actually I didn't came across such kind of situation before. And but when I tried to read it twice, and at a third time I started to understand the meaning. So some books have deep meaning. You cannot understand it just when you read once. So you need to read twice, maybe even three times to understand the exact meaning. And I heard a lot of times from different people, they say that when I read this book, firstly, I understand different thing. But when I read it twice, I understood totally different thing. It is the same, I think. In such kind of situations, when you read some difficult books, I think we need to read them more time, the more than once. I think so.
Yeah, thank you. I also think so, because sometimes we may think that some books are just nonsense. They don't give us anything. But when we read or when we reread it, we can get some more important just ideas from that book. Yeah, it depends to the book. Yes, it depends on the author. Yes, this is the skill or just professionalism of the author, I think. Thank you. And what about our next guest, who is Lobarhon Atik?
She texted that I am here listening to you, but I cannot speak now. Sorry for that.
Okay.
She answered in that way. Okay, Labarhan.
Yes,
We
yes,
understood
that's okay.
you.
That's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's written a good book listens as well. Yes. It means we have here books who can talk and who can listen, right? So we can say a person is a book as well, right?
Yeah.
So when we just talk to another person, it is like we are just opening new page of this book, and we are getting some more information about that person. It means we are also some books to read. Yes, thank you. Now let's get started. Some questions to answer. For example, how often do you read books? Very interesting, and I'm eager to know how often do you read books? For example, as for me, I nowadays I don't read books very often because you know the reason. We have the same reasons, right? Because of time, lack of time we have, right? Have so many things, we work, we have family issues, etc. We have so many problems, but I can say I read books, for example, once a week or twice. So this is I can say about reading books, but it is somehow pity, right? A page, even a day, it can be very helpful for us, but sometimes we don't have. We just, if we want, we can find time, but sometimes just we forget about reading books. And what about you? How often do you read books?
Manzura, how often do you read books?
Well, actually, I read books very often, but nowadays, as Miss Maftuna mentioned, unfortunately, I don't have any free time, and I'm really busy with my job, and especially after graduating university, I just started work. I just my career, and it's really important for me to get experience, and I'm really busy with finding some interesting ways of teaching and reading different articles and so on. But unfortunately, these days I'm not. I'm rarely read books, and I think last time I read it in August, maybe. Even it's a month after reading the book. It was last time, I think, in August. Unfortunately, nowadays I don't have free time to read books.
Oh yeah, I understand your situation. The same thing is happening to me as well. I really I use it to read so often. Let's say I use it to finish a book in a week, you know. But can you hear me?
Yes,
Can
of
you hear?
course, you
Yeah.
can continue.
But after graduating the university, after graduating my TESOL, and after, let's say, starting our career, something something went wrong in that part, and I started reading less than before. I I read books, but not the book that like this. No, no, not the book. Let's say literature. I don't read literature. I read books that really can influence on my productivity, that really can be practical in my work, in my career.
Mm-hmm.
It's also related. Books, I read books related to my work, related. So not the literature,
Yeah,
not the
the
other
same with me.
things. Yes.
Yes, here I have to clarify the question. Of course, we read daily, yes? Just it depends on the book. What book we read? For example, of course, we read books which are related to our profession, career, right? For example, as we are teachers, we before every lesson, just we have to read, we have to look through some information, right? It means we read books daily, but about literary books or fictions, just we just can read them once a month or once a week. Just
Mm-hmm.
it depends on the book, of course. But as a teachers, uh, mm, any day, just every day, we have to read books. Just uh, no more way. Next, do you think people don't read enough books these days? Yes. As for us, we are not reading much, right?
Yeah.
Besides the books which are related to our career, but I think others as well, because there are so many interesting things rather than books, right? We can play games, we can chat through the Telegram, or we have so many interactive things, but sometimes we simply forget reading books. What do you think?
Well, I agree with you, Ms. Maftuna. Nowadays, I think a few people like reading. They just um, prefer to spend their time surfing the internet, Facebook, Instagram. So they want to watch TV, just playing games, as you mentioned, rather than reading in books. But unfortunately, I agree with this question. But I know that there are still some people who like reading, like Farangis, my friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope there will be more people in the future.
What?
I hope there will be more people who will read really on a daily basis in the future.
Oh yeah, I hope so. So I I have I got the fact about the benefits of reading. I just want to mention uh, the first benefit of reading books is mental stimulation. You know what does it mean? We have singer here, yeah. Okay. So the first benefit is mental stimulation. The second is reading can reduce the level of stress reduction. And the third is knowledge. It can enhance our knowledge. We can start thinking out of our boxes. And the first thing is vocabulary expansion. Uh, if we read a lot, we come across new vocabularies, yeah, new language. If we are reading in another language, not in a native one, we can learn something more beyond our background knowledge. The fifth benefit is memory improvement. And the sixth one is stronger analytical thinking skills. Analytical thinking skills. As I mentioned above, in my reason list of reading book, it really can enhance the analytical thinking skills of human being. And the seventh is improved focus and concentration. If you read from personal experience, if I read in a public place, I can concentrate on reading. Let's say, if I read at home or in my comfort zone, I cannot read. I fall asleep, and I cannot continue my reading. So it really can improve your focus and concentration. And plus, the information which you are reading should be also interesting. And the eighth benefit of reading book or reading anything or the reading information that you are interested in can help you to be better in writing. It can enhance your writing skills as well.
Yeah.
And the last one is free entertainment. Let's say, how can we clarify the last one? Abdullah, what do you think? What can free entertainment will define?
Yes, of course, I totally agree with you. Just you have counted several, just if what can we say, advantages of reading books, right? I totally agree with all of them. First of all, I have heard many times that reading just can influence on our memory. Yes, it can enhance our memory, but unfortunately we nowadays don't read much. That's why especially young generation have problems with the memory. Just when you say something, they easily forget. Just they have lack of concentration. Why? Because we don't read much. Just we try to thank God that we have internet. We can just find anything in a few seconds. Just we don't just spend time for reading. And yes, reading can be as a means of entertainment as well. Just people can entertain in different ways. Someone prefers listening to music, someone prefers just watching TV, but some people just relax when they read. It can be the means of entertainment as well, but it depends on the book itself, I think. Sometimes we think that we have to read something and we just get any book, but when we just open several pages, we can read them for the sake of reading. Just that's it. It's not entertainment, but you have to choose your own or just the style of the book which can entertain you, I think. For example, people may search for such kind of books for years sometimes in order to find the right book for ourselves, for our interests. Yes, according to our interests, it can take just some years. But when we find this very book, it can be just read till the end of our life, I think. So such kind of books can entertain us, but not all the books can be entertainment, I think. It's up to the book. It's just up to the style of the book. It is up to the author of the book, for example. It doesn't matter if it is fiction book, maybe it is just research book or documentary. It doesn't matter. But for example, I'm interested in, for example, fiction books. Some fiction books can be entertainment for me, but for Farangis, some fact books like, or what can I say, just true life stories can be entertainment. It's up to the person and it's up to the style of book, I think. In that case, it can be our entertainment, but in other cases, I'm not sure. And now, the most important question here, what is your favorite book? Yes, of course, we have so many favorite books, right? So we can here tell the most favorite one, which can be entertainment for us.
Well, as you said, it's difficult to choose one of them because, for example, I have a lot of my favorite books, and even I cannot choose one of them. But for example, in Uzbek literature, I have some books like Ufq by Said Ahmad. It is a great book. And from English, for example, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I mentioned that it really changed my view about the role of women in the society, and maybe I will choose Jane Eyre for the favorite one because it greatly influenced to me. For example, I'm also a girl, and the main gist of the book was about the role of girls, the role of women in a society. For example, so therefore, I will choose this book. By the way, here I can give some facts about the author of the book. And the author wrote about the role of women, but at that time she had to publish this book as a male. Because at that time there were not any permission to publish books for women writers. It was also really interesting for me. Even I read about this author after reading this book. It was so interesting for me.
Yes, I also read this book when I was a student at the university. We were given this book for home reading, and it was very enjoying reading this book. very interesting. Yes, thank you for reminding me this book, because I have this printed version of this book in my just library. I have to find this and read it again. Thank you, Manzoora.
So we
Okay,
have
that will be
newcomer
good.
here. Ibrahim.
Yes, Mr. Ibrahim. Yes, you are welcome here.
Yes. You are welcome. Here we are discussing the second question. Yes.
Sir, what is your favorite book?
The third question. Yeah. Mr. Ibrahim, can you answer to the third question, please? What is your favorite book? Okay. So, Maftoon,
Silence.
what is your favorite book?
Yeah, I think Mr. Ibrahim likes to read the book of silence. Yes, there is such kind of expression among just people, right? Just read the book or novel of silence. Yes, people say. Yes, it was joke, of course. My favorite book is, let me remember this. It is actually Let's Do It. The book is called like this, Let's Do It, Let's Screw It. If I'm not mistaken, the book is called like this, and it is actually motivational, inspirational book. I really want you to read this book because it has several units, I mean chapters, and chapter by chapter you can get some motivations in just in life. Whenever you read this book, whenever you feel sad or whenever you have bad mood, I highly recommend you to read this book. It's not so just long book, long page it has, but it is just short book and very interesting chapters it has. It is motivational book. I actually like reading motivational books because I get motivations, I get energy to live from these books. I mean motivational books, because I don't like watching motivational movies because of my time, and actually I don't like watching TV and movies. That's why I prefer reading motivational books. And this book is called Let's Do It. Later in our channel, I can share this book.
Yeah, it'd be great if you share.
Yes, that will be great, Maftuna.
And of course, I asked Farangis to print it for me. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I try to use the chances whenever I have.
Sure.
Yeah.
You may share it after the ending of this speaking club, and I can help you with that.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So the floor goes to me. Yes.
Yes,
My
of course.
favorite book, from Russian literature, I very much like it. The book Faust. Uh, it, it was written in Russian language, but the author is not Russian, Goethe. But I have read the Russian version of this book. I really liked it. It has the deep philosophy. It has you have to read it twice, even uh, three times in order to understand the meaning of it. And yeah, and after that, I often started to read the works of Goethe. And second of all, I like Limitless by Jim Quick and Brain Rules by John Medina. It Those books really could help me to enhance my brain productivity, and that's why they are in the top list of my favorite books.
Thank you, Farangi. I also very interested in this very book. I wish I would have this book in my library, of course. It would be better if you also share this book with others as well.
Of course. Okay.
And we have mentioned about books and movies. Yes, I have just opened one question here. What are some of the advantages and disadvantages of books versus movies? So can we compare books and movies? And what is most important for you? Which one is more interesting for you, books or movies? Because we have movies and the same books we have, right? Which one is better for you?
For me, let's say books.
Mhm.
I don't often watch movies. I can watch movies, but recommended ones, not all of them.
Mhm.
If my best friend recommend me one movie that he or she found it interesting, I can watch it. But
Mhm.
I spend most of my me times with books, not with movies.
Mhm. Yeah, I see.
Amina?
I also have already mentioned that I prefer reading books rather than movies. But sometimes it's easier to get the meaning from movies, right?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
we see this, we can easily visualize. Just
Yes.
it doesn't take or much energy to think what will be next. Yes,
Yeah.
you
What's
don't
going on? Yeah.
want it. It's
Well,
easier to understand. Yes, with movies.
I see that both of you prefer books and you don't like so much movies. But I can say that I love movies also as well as books. So, because for example, if we talked about the advantages of books so much, but let's say about disadvantages. For example, as you mentioned here, if you compare to movies, books cannot represent any effects of different effects and different visuality of the books, and it may take more time to finish and to get the meaning. For example, to read one book, you different people need different times. For example, some people read it in a month or maybe in a week. But movies, you can just understand, get the meaning only in hour or 2 hours. It's enough to know about the book. For example, we have famous books like Harry Potter and Twilight, which the movies were based on these books. And even after watching the movie, the readers of these books were just sharply increased, I think, because of these movies. So I think movies also can play a great role in the people's life, but not all movies, of course, as well as not all books. So
Yeah.
we need to choose these exactly great movies. For example, I remember my favorite movie about debaters. If I cannot remember exact name, maybe it was debate.
Great debaters. Yes,
Debaters. I
great
love
debate.
I love this movie so much. As well as books, this movie also contributed so much to my life. So therefore, I think movies also can play a crucial role in our life. So just we need to choose these movies, not all of them, of course.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And with exactly this very movie, I totally agree with you because I also adore this book and this movie actually. Great debaters. I watched this movie again when I was a student, and it influenced on my just view towards the life.
Yeah.
It is also, we
Yeah.
can say it is also motivational movie. Very good, very
Yes.
interesting
Yes.
movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. And let's turn to other page of our presentation. And now I would like to present you interesting facts about our topic. So can you please remember any interesting names of the books? Interesting or just strange or something like this? Names of the books which made you interested or somehow strange or something like this.
Oh yeah.
Well, I remembered one book, Stakeholders. I think Farangis also read this book, Stakeholders, maybe. Am I right?
But no, I didn't read it. I have heard it.
Maybe it was
Is it about
maybe a bit
business?
different. The name of book really attracted me, and when I read, it looked like motivational book as you mentioned, and it was about the how to deal with the workers, so how to motivate the workers to work better, and about the success. About science, it was like this, and stakeholders like maybe I cannot stockholders. I cannot remember exact name, but this book really attracted me because of its name.
Yeah. Thank you. What about Farangis? Just idea came to your mind, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I remember that only once, I bought a book, reading its name, by reading its name.
Mm-hmm.
And the name was Konli Yurgaklar in Uzbek language.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was really interesting.
the book is historical one. It expresses the time of war where Uzbek people. It is. By the way, it's a realistic one. The second
Mhm.
fact which I bought that book was it was based on reality, and yes, and I I was happy that I bought that book just by
Mhm.
reading its name.
Mhm.
The meaning and idea was also very powerful. That we can learn a lot from that book one. That
So,
book.
very, very good, Farangis. Another question has come to my mind.
Oh my
How do
god.
you choose? Yes. How do you choose books to read? For example, here you have mentioned once you have chosen the book by reading the title, yes, the name of it. And
Mm-hmm.
other times, how do you choose it? Do you read
Uh,
till the end? And if it is interesting, you buy it or not?
uh, Coming from my interests, I
Mhm.
buy books. If it depends on the situation. If I'm interested in one thing, for example, right now I am really stuck with programming and
Mhm.
reading things about this.
Mhm.
And secondly, I am let's say learning how to control this classroom students, their activity and their productivity, and that's why I'm reading that those two books that I've mentioned you above, Brain Rules and The Limitless. They can help you to manage your classroom, control the productivity of your students, and that's why I'm reading them.
Uh-huh.
I came
Another
up
co-
from another question. Okay.
yes, another question has come to my mind. How often do you go just book
Bookshops.
bookshops? Yes, bookshops. How often do you go bookshops?
Honestly, to be honest, it was 4 or 5 months ago, before
Uh-huh.
quarantine.
Yeah, of course.
As I said, I have a friend, I have a team, who produces the books, they print them, and that's
Mhm.
why I don't have any problem with bookshops. And Second of all, I spend most of my time in the libraries of university of my work. I work
Mhm.
in National University, and there we have the amount of books that you cannot go out of that.
Uh-huh. Clear. Very interesting
No
ideas.
questions?
No, no, that's enough.
Thank you.
Thank you, Man. Okay, now I want to share with you one fact. Just now, you can see here the historical development of the heart, and from its formation from it is the name of this book, right? But this is not the end. Actually, this book is considered to have the longest name in the world. It has the title contains 3,777 words. Just the name of this book contains so many words, and the historical development of the heart, namely from its formation from annelid, clamworm, sea mouse, lagworm. Just you can continue these words till the morning, just 3,700 and other words here is written. Just I will share later the site, the link of these facts, and here you can read the full name of this book. And actually it was published by Vidyala Yetindra, who is from India, but it was published in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, on 20th March in 2019. So it has the longest name in the world. And now I'm going to share another interesting fact about cities with the biggest amount of libraries per capita. What do you think? Which country has the biggest amount of libraries in the world? What do you think?
Which country you mean?
Which city or country, doesn't matter.
Maybe Korea.
Maybe. Why do you think?
Japan.
Just
Lobarhon say Japan.
Japan, yes.
Ibrahim, can you write your answer to the chat box?
Yes, Japan, she wrote here. Maybe, yes, because they wear some eyeglasses, right? It means they read a lot, yes. Yeah, maybe. But we are sure that this is not Uzbekistan, right? We don't have so many libraries in our country, right? But in the world, there is one city or country that has the biggest amount of libraries. Here you can see the list of cities. In the first place, it is Warsaw. It is the capital of Poland, right? And it has more than 11,000.5. Just the next place is for Seoul, Brussels, Paris, Stockholm, and the last one is Milan. So these country cities, I mean, have the biggest amount of libraries in the world. Yeah, sometimes we think that Russian people read a lot, yes, Japan people read a lot, but this is another city which has the biggest amount of libraries. It means they have so many libraries. It means just they have so many readers, right? I saw a very interesting libraries which differ with construction, and they freely sell books in the streets. Yeah. Yes, you are right. And what do you think? How old is the youngest writer in the world?
10.
10 maybe. Do you know his or her name?
No.
No. It's your just, you are guessing, right? It can be 10, yes, because 10-year-old children can write something, right? Manzura, what do you think? How old is the youngest writer in the world?
Well, maybe 15 or 14. I thought like this. I don't know. I don't know exactly the name also, but I'm guessing. I'm also guessing.
And another question, have you ever tried to write books?
Well,
To publish, even to publish.
I thought about writing books when I was studying at school. And even I started introduction part. I
You
tried,
can be the youngest writer as well.
but it was unsuccessful.
Oh my God.
Because I couldn't continue this book. I started this very well, I think, but then I thought like it's not going very well, and just I stopped there. And then I didn't continue, and even I didn't try it after this to write a book.
Maybe after this speaking club, you may think of continuing this book, right? Or you may just publish it without the ending. Just you will let the readers to guess the continuation of this book, yes?
Well, okay. I will think about it.
Yeah, of
May
course.
I speak? I'm here
Yes,
with you.
now, at last. Yes, you're welcome.
Yes, I'm sorry for that. I remember that when I was at school, I really liked to become a journalist or some kind of writer, and I had some very big plans, not some very big plans, but becoming when time and everything changes, our plans, everything becomes different things happen in our life, so that's why I choose this our faculty, philology. So but in the third or fourth year we had some kind of task to write a short story. But I wrote, and it was not very good story. And then I realized, and how can I say?
It's not your profession, yeah.
Yes, I realized that. Yes, and I was very happy that I haven't choose this profession.
Yeah, the same was with me, Miss Laban. I understand you.
But my teacher liked this story and said, for myself, it wasn't very interesting or some kind of which can attract other people. But my teacher said, it's very good for your age, for your time. It's very good, your writing. But I myself
didn't like that,
wasn't
right?
satisfied. Yes.
Yeah, teachers always try to motivate us, saying you are good, you are smart, yet even though we are not so good at times, just they try to motivate us. Because your story is very wonderful, very good, but in fact it's not so, right? So yes, now let me share the fact here. So one girl who was 4 years old is considered the youngest writer in the world. Just she was actually 4 years and 3 months old, and the book was what was it? What was it? Yeah, How the World Began. The name of this book is called like this, How the World Began. Just her mother gave question to her, who made the world? So till the morning, she had to write the answer for this question. And in the morning, her parents, I mean, liked her answer, and they decided to publish it as a book. And she became the youngest writer in the world with the book named How the World Began. You see, this is how to say, influence of our parents. Just parents should motivate their children to read. Here, not only reading, but also because of her parents, she became the writer, even though she is just 4 years and 3 months old. This is very interesting fact. And her name is, of course, Dorothy Strait. And next, nowadays we prefer reading ebooks. Yes, we don't go to the libraries, just we search it from the internet and we find it and we start reading ebooks. And let's come back to the history of ebooks. The first ebook was about the Declaration of Independence, and it was released in 1971. Just he was the author of this ebook is Michael Sternhardt, and he was given access to a Xerox Sigma 5 mainframe at the University of Illinois, and just inspired by a free printed copy of the Declaration of Independence, he decided to transcribe it into the computer, and it was the first ebook, and it is the Declaration of Independence. Yeah, next, so we have world famous book lovers. I can give you one example. He was the 26th president of the USA, yes, Theodore Roosevelt, and he might be one of the most well-read men in all history. Why? Because he, even though he was the president, he read a book a day. Just he always tried to finish one book a day. That's why he is the world famous book lover. He's considered to be. And another question again. How fast you read books? For example, in a minute, how many words can you read? Have you ever interested in this? For example, when we were in primary classes, our teachers just tried to teach us to read faster, right? For example, they set the time, and during this time, we tried to read the book or text or stories as fast as we can. So what about you? What do you think? How many pages of words can you read in a minute, for example?
For example, I don't consider myself as a fast reader.
Mm-hmm.
Once I read a fact about fast readers of the world. It was a girl. I think she can read 3,000 words in a minute. And then I tested myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know the result. I could read more than 300 words in a minute, and it was awful. And then I realized that I'm not faster reader.
Yes, we can say that if you read more than 1,000 words per minute, you are not some ordinary person. Just you are somehow strange person, because ordinary people, an average person reads around 250 to 300 words per minute with around 7% comprehension. This is just natural. This is okay. But if you can read just more than these words, you are, how to say, genius, not an ordinary person. But in the world, we have many fast readers. So the world's fastest reader is Maria Teresa Calderon from the Philippines. She is able to read not 3,000 words, not 10,000 words, but 80,000 words. Can you imagine? In 1 minute, just 80,000 words with 100% comprehension. I think she's not so just I cannot say anything about this.
Crazy.
Yes, yes. Yes, we can say that she's not normal. I just cannot imagine 80 words in a minute. Just it is, for example, ordinary book has 500 of pages or something like this, and it may contain just 10,000 words or even 30,000 words, yes. But in a minute, 80,000 words, it's not so. And plus 100% comprehension. She can read so fast and understand everything for 100%. But this is the fact. And ladies, and we have one gentleman here. This is the end of our webinar, we can say. And I really enjoyed just talking to you because yes, about books we can talk till the morning, right? Because it's a very interesting topic about books, but unfortunately we have lack of time. We have to stop it, and we may continue our discussion, our impressions in our main channel. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for sharing your experience about books. It was very interesting.
Thank you for your endless questions.
Thank you guys for your lovely presentation, for your lovely discussion. It was really amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manzoura, to you as well, for being with us, for spending your precious time with us. See you next time. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, everyone.
Don't forget to share your favorite books in our channel.
Yeah, of course. Miss Lobar Khan and Miss Feruza and Miss Ibrahim, please share your favorite type of book or favorite book that you really found it interesting.
Yes.
So
Goodbye.
thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you.